She stared at the ground, hot tears streaming down her face, and murmured, "No one wants me." That's when he met her gaze without flinching and replied, "I do." This is a tale of shattered hearts, unbreakable bonds, and the miracle of one simple affirmation that changed everything. Picture a chilly autumn morning in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind where frost clings to the leaves and the air bites just enough to make you pull your jacket tighter. 17-year-old Emma perched on the rickety steps of her latest foster home, wrapped in a faded sweatshirt that swallowed her small frame. She was on the cusp of turning 18, about to be thrust into the world alone, convinced beyond doubt that she was unlovable. It wasn't dramatics. It was the harsh lesson drilled into her after shuffling through over a dozen placements. Cute toddlers got the families wide-eyed and trusting. But Emma, she was labeled difficult, distant, damaged goods. That morning, she'd caught snippets of a phone call, her foster parents confiding to the social worker, "She's got potential, but we're not equipped for the ups and downs. She needs someone tougher, more enduring." Emma retreated into her shell, pretending it didn't sting, but inside, the ache was relentless. Across town, in a modest pickup truck parked outside a local community hall, 35-year-old Daniel gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white. The engine hummed idly as he wrestled with the storm in his chest. He was raising his spirited 6-year-old daughter, Mia, alone, a bundle of energy with curls that bounced like springs and a laugh that could light up the darkest room. 3 years earlier, tragedy had stolen his wife, Sarah, in a sudden highway accident, leaving him to navigate the wreckage of single parenthood. He juggled work as a mechanic, school runs, homemade dinners, and tucking Mia in with stories of far-off adventures. Romance? That was a distant memory. His heart was still anchored in grief. But Mia's innocent questions had been piling up. "Daddy, why don't I have a mom like my friends? Are you gonna be by yourself forever? Can we find someone to join our family?" Her words, so pure and probing, cracked him open. He couldn't burden a child with the weight of his sorrow, so he sought answers. That's what led him to a workshop for those considering fostering or adoption, not with a clear plan, but a quiet hope for guidance. Little did he know it would lead him straight to Emma. Their paths crossed at a casual gathering organized by the Foster Agency, a low-key event in a community center gym, with folding tables laden with punch and finger foods, designed to bridge the gap between teens in the system and folks open to expanding their homes. Emma had dragged her feet getting there, only showing up after her caseworker practically pleaded. Daniel nearly bailed, second-guessing himself the whole drive. But something, call it destiny or sheer chance, kept them both in the room. She was off to the side, poking at a plate of cold pasta, lost in her thoughts. He was helping Mia balance a stack of cookies on her napkin. A fleeting glance passed between them, nothing dramatic, just a spark of interest. Then Mia, with her boundless curiosity, toddled over and beamed up at Emma. "Your sneakers are cool. Want to share our table?" Emma blinked, caught off guard, but nodded and trailed after the little girl. It was the first genuine interaction she'd allowed in ages. The conversation flowed unevenly. At first, Mia chattering about her favorite cartoons, Daniel sharing light stories from his workday, Emma mostly observing with cautious eyes. But then, she cracked a small smile at one of Mia's silly jokes, and Daniel caught it, a glimmer of warmth breaking through her walls. In the weeks that followed, an unlikely connection blossomed. Daniel signed up as Emma's mentor through the program, a stepping stone to build rapport without pressure. He picked her up for doctor's visits, tutored her through algebra headaches, and welcomed her for family movie nights. Emma braced for the inevitable disappointment. Kindness always had an expiration date in her experience. Yet Daniel was consistent. showing up rain or shine without demands or judgments. One evening, as they washed dishes side by side after a homemade pizza dinner, Emma couldn't hold back anymore. "What's the point of all this? I'm almost out of the system." "You don't have to pretend." Daniel set down the sponge, his expression earnest. "I'm not pretending. You shouldn't have to fight this hard just to feel seen. You're worth the effort, Emma, not as some charity case, but as you are." His words hit like a wave, and that night, alone in her room, Emma let the tears flow not from pain, but from the fragile bud of hope taking root. Of course, the road wasn't smooth. When Daniel filed to become her official foster parent, doubts flooded in from all sides. His siblings worried aloud. "A teenager on top of everything, you're already stretched thin." Work shifts clashed with school schedules, turning logistics into a daily puzzle. Mia had her jealous spells, clinging tighter to her dad, unsure about sharing the spotlight. And Emma? She tested the waters hard, bolting once after a heated clash over house rules, and again when a neighbor's offhand comment, "She's not blood," cut deep. Each time, Daniel tracked her down, not with anger, but with quiet persistence. He'd sit with her on a park bench or the front porch, letting the silence speak until she could voice her fears. He wasn't flawless. Exhaustion led to short tempers, and mistakes were made, but he never walked away. Then came a stormy Thursday night, almost a year into their shared life. Emma was at the dining table, coloring with Mia and giggling over crayon mishaps. Daniel walked in, clutching a plain manila folder, and took a seat opposite her. "This is it," he said softly, pushing it forward. "The papers for adoption, if this is what you want." Emma's breath hitched as she opened it, her fingers shaking. "But why me?" she whispered, voice cracking. Daniel reached across, his hand steady on hers. "Because you've been family since day one. Mia and I, we choose you every day." "The dam broke?" Emma's sobs echoed through the kitchen. Raw and real, the adoption hearing was understated, a small courtroom with close friends in attendance, Mia squeezing Emma's hand like a lifeline. As the gavel fell, sealing their bond, Emma wept openly. Not from old wounds, but from the overwhelming joy of finally belonging. In the end, family isn't always born, it's forged in the fires of choice and commitment. Emma didn't need a hero. She needed steadfastness. Daniel discovered that love isn't finite. It grows to encompass more. This journey reminds us all, in a world that can feel so isolating, one person's unwavering yes can heal the deepest scars. Reach out, hold on, and remember hope often arrives in the most unexpected packages, proving that you're never truly alone.